I was raised in the streets of America. You know, the part that looks cool in the movies, but filled with a lot of drama in real life. Cops always on some book, sirens going off, constantly looking for a reason. There's always a good amount of injustice going around, and still, to this day, with all the racially targeted and criminally unjust arrests that happens in America, the story I'm about to tell you today, damn, it's gonna make America's police seem like the Boy Scouts.
My campaign against drug will not stop until the last pusher and the last drug lord are
Millions of Americans battle through some kind of addiction in their life. Many are addicted to smoking, some drinking, some gambling, and unfortunately for millions of Americans, well, drugs have been a major issue.
This is your brain on drugs.
Now, many of Americans smoke weed legally, and for many of us, weed isn't even a drug at all. It's no different than, say, coffee or alcohol. Something we can all enjoy after a hard day's work while watching your favorite videos, like China Mag TV.
Let's get it, you know me?
But now, imagine you're outside with your friends, having a conversation, passing around a joint and just chilling. You ain't hurting nobody, you just relaxing with your people. But out of nowhere, a policeman confronts you. He has a gun, pointed, but you ain't armed. You comply and try to talk to the officer, but BAM! He shoots you, dead. No arrest, no trial. He was the judge. He was the executioner. Just because you was smoking a little weed. Can you imagine that? Well, shit like that happened every day in the Philippines. Let me break it down for you. In 2016, a campaign was launched in the Philippines. President Duterte's war on drugs to thunderous applause. People suspected of drug dealing or even just using drugs were put on a list. The infamous kill list. 20,000 people or more have been killed in cold blood. Many of them innocent victims. The streets were filled with blood each night. Families torn apart. Mothers lost sons and children became fathers. The war on drugs promised change and a safer Philippines. But the question is, did it make it better? And if so, at what cost?
Before po, safe, peaceful, but now it was more threatened na po.
Today's episode delves into the profound impact of the war on drugs, sharing the intimate perspectives of those whose lives have been irreversibly altered. We meet Jimlet, a mother of 4. She tragically lost her husband to the war on drugs.
Yeah.
Today, she shares her story with us.
What's up?
My second hand po.
Do you think your husband was targeted unfairly? Was he involved in drugs or anything?
She was a mistaken identity.
Wow.
Because po, when the Soko came po for that crime scene, they told me to look because they gonna search for the body of my husband, including the drugs like paraphernalia or what. But there's nothing po.
That you knew of, he wasn't involved.
He was never involved po in any that ano po. My husband po is just tricycle driver.
Oh my God. This shit look crazy.
Getting to our next interview was not easy. After hours of driving on slippery, dangerous roads, we got welcomed with the flood. But it was worth it. This is Lynn, a mother of 3. She is unfortunately another victim to the war on drugs. Her husband was unfairly taken away from her. She shares her story with us as well.
How do you feel about the way that the police handled the case?
Hindi na po kasi siya nahawakan ng pulis. Hindi na po kasi makatarungan yung ginawa nila. Paghawak po sa kanya ng pulis, inilagay na lang po siya kung saan Hindi na po namin siya nakita. Kaya wala na po kami idea kung saan siya nilagay or saan siya nilibing. Ayun po siya.
Most families were able to bury their loved ones, but for some, like Lynn, they never even had that chance. The bodies were never recovered.
Lahat po ng hirap sa magulang ko, siya po lahat yung pag sinabi ko pa na tulungan mo kami, wala kami makain, ganun. Wala po kaming, sa tatay ko kasi disabled PWD po, halos sa kanya po kami nakasandal. Ngayon po kasi nung nawala siya, sobrang hirap yung naranasan ko. Ayun.
My son just killed. I lost a son. You're a policeman.
This campaign didn't just take lives, it shattered families. Worlds were flipped upside down in an instant. A mother burying her son. Damn. To gain a deeper understanding of this campaign, I reached out to Chris Tan, who runs an influential political podcast in the Philippines, bravely disregarding his own safety to bring the truth to the people of the Philippines.
Right. So just could you give me a better understanding of, could you break down the war on drugs and what was it all about?
Okay, so basically before Duterte, there was a lot of crime happening in the Philippines. I think,
When you say a lot, like how much is a lot?
honestly, statistically, it wasn't really that much.
Right.
But the people on the ground, the ones that live in Tondo, squatter areas, felt the criminality happening.
The problems that bedevil our country today are corruption, criminality, and the rampant sale of illegal drugs in all strata of Philippine society.
He basically embodied the rage of the people that nothing was being done about it. And he encapsulated it all into, if you're a drug addict, you're the criminal. So he created such a succinct message that it was very easy for people to understand the message. I'm going to kill all drug addicts. They're the problem. I'm going to kill all of them for you. I'm doing it for you.
Millions of Filipinos cheered that a leader was going to bring change and finally end corruption.
When people decide emotionally, they'll resonate with that message. Oh my God, we're going to be safe. When you see the systems like not protecting you and everyone feels helpless, and then you have the savior that's going to kill everyone for you. So that was a promise that he was giving people, and people resonated, and that's why they voted for him.
The Philippines, known to be the Pearl of the Orient, known for its stunning beaches, amazing scenery, Manny Pacquiao, and most of all, they're beautiful and super friendly people. I spent some time in the Philippines and got to know many people. And let me tell you, the Philippines has one of the best people. For the past few decades, the Philippines has been one of the fastest growing nations. Their GDP has been steadily growing, breaking out of the third world country image they had in the past. While the Philippines' economic ascent is undeniable, this progress came at a cost. After decades of abuse, the Filipino people became fed up with government corruption.
That is the problem with this country. We're all for honest government, and yet the world condemns us as one of the most corrupt countries in the world.
The poor got poorer, and the politicians, well, they got richer. You heard this story before, but someone came along and said that they would end all of this corruption.
Until the last drug lord killed. Talagang papatayin kita.
Duterte, he was going to be the one to bring the stop to all of this corruption and bring Philippines back to glory. And the people, they loved him for it. He said that drugs was the root of the problem. So began the war on drugs. President Duterte's tough stance on crime has led to widespread violence and murder. While the stated goal was to protect citizens, it's the poor who was mostly affected. Behind the smiles of a poor Filipino family, many of them have stories of extreme pain and suffering. But their trauma wasn't caused by their lack of money. It was caused by murder, but not by criminals, but from the very people that was supposed to uphold their rights and protect them.
Can you describe the moment that you found out about his death?
It was nighttime when she was driving a motorcycle. Then he said he gonna come back at 11 p.m. to pick me up and make a snack outside with him. Then after a while, after an hour ago po, my friend knocked po on my door. Then he told me that my husband was in the road, full of blood. Then I rushed to the road po where my husband was shot. Then there's a lot of people na po. Then they don't allow me to go there because they wait for the police in the Soko.
Wow.
They don't allow me to touch my husband or.
But you seen him there?
His eyes was there. Then his head was.
Wow.
I don't know po. I don't know how to express now. Until now it hurts po. Because I have no idea why it happened. I don't know po how it feels. It's so heavy in here po.
The trauma of that fateful day stays with them, replaying over and over like a never-ending nightmare. In an instant, lives are turned upside down, and the pain never truly fades. For Jimlet, it was not just the loss of a loved one, but also the loss of stability, safety, and hope.
I don't know how to raise my kids alone by myself.
Patulad nang wala po akong trabaho, siya po lahat yung gumagasa sa amin. Yung anak ko nag-aaral, wala po siyang pangtusto, wala akong pantusto sa kanya, panggatas, diaper, pagkain, wala po talaga. As in, sobrang lubog po.
For the widows and children left behind, life became a daily struggle. Every day is a reminder of what was taken from them, the love, the support, the presence of a father and a husband.
Ang mabigat po sa akin lalo is namatay po yung anak ko nung wala po siyang kinikilalang ama. Lumaki na lang po siya ng 13 years old. Nakapag-aral na lang po siya lahat-lahat. Lumaki siya ng stage. Wala po siyang ama na kailangan tawagin. Papa, kailangan ko to pa. Ganon. Pa, gusto ko dito. Ganon. Wala po talaga siya. Ang sakit. Kasi nag-iisa lang namin siyang anak. Hindi pa niya napalaki ng maayos. Bigla na lang siya nawala ng gano'n. Sobrang sakit. Ilang years din, 13 years, lumaki yung anak ko. Namatay na lang siya, walang ama.
Tragically, the one son she had with her previous husband recently passed away. Although the war on drugs was meant to swiftly apply justice in order to make the Philippines safe and drug-free, many people use this campaign to gain power and to extort for financial gain.
So, primarily it was the police, not the military. So what they would do was, they literally would go house to house. And if somebody said that that's a drug addict, no questions, they would just go to your house, shoot you.
Like the police would come.
Oh, yeah.
In uniform and just.
So there are two types, ones in uniform and the ones that are not in uniform.
Okay.
So they would just literally grab you, take you somewhere, shoot you, and then with a sign says, "I'm a drug addict, don't be like me."
Wow.
And just leave you and literally leave you on the street. The scary part was that the police and Duterte became judge, jury, and execution.
Right there on the spot.
Yeah.
I recently met up with a friend of mine, Mike Swift, a rapper from New York City. He had first-hand encounters with the madness that was going on during the war on drugs.
It was messy because there were good cops and there's bad cops, and bad cops versus good cops also fight.
Oh, fuck. So it's not even like a one set thing. It's like you don't even know.
You don't even know. Then there's good politicians, there's bad politicians. Then there's a group of politicians also in the name, got their names in a drug war. There were celebrities that were scared shit on television, scared reporting to their managers. Their managers doing everything that was on the list, doing everything, paying money out their ass to make sure it don't get publicized to be on that list, because you will have to report just like everyone else. That's how scary it was.
So how would a person get on a list?
By being accused, by assumptions,
okay.
by old history, by whatever case may be that got them on that list, that have them having that reputation or having that record.
Anybody could just put you on the list.
You have past records in your barangays. You know, a young age, you already got mad fucking...
You got in trouble
mad
before.
records, mad misdemeanors, and basically, if you're in America, you would have been on that list, Bobby, trying to back, you know what I mean?
I got a chance to interview Peso, a local rapper and celebrity. He gets started in dramas and movies in the Philippines, but even as a celebrity with no connection to drugs, he was also a target. Did you ever feel fearful for your own life, even though you didn't have anything to do with anything during this war on drugs?
Yes. Nakakatakot talaga kasi yung panahon na yun na kahit bata, matanda, madadamay. Pwedeng madamay anytime. So, dahil ako, nasa pakalat-kalat din naman ako sa lugar namin, yung mga kakilala ko na yun, nakikita ko na tumutumba talaga sila, gabi-gabi, kahit matanda, talagang nadadamay, talagang duguan. Ultimong bata, namamatay ng panahon na yun. So ako, wala rin akong ligtas. Wala akong ligtas sa mga panahon na yun. Kumbaga, nailayo ko lang talaga kung saan talaga walang balita, ando dun ako. Pero nasa paligid nun, meron talagang tinatamaan ng malas. Minamalas sila sa araw na yun. Lagay mo na lang yung sarili mo sa drum. Ganun yung parang hindi ka talaga makaramdam ng takot, na safe ka, dun lang. Kaso ultimong taong nakalagay sa drum, patay na din. Yun ang ginagawa kapag salvage, lalo na kung big timers ka.
To enforce the war, an entire system was set into motion. This system didn't only rely on official operations, it blurred the lines between legal protocols and unchecked brutality.
Life is sacred, right? There's no human rights in the Philippines.
A few weeks ago, I got in touch with a former police officer who was very hesitant to talk to us at first because of his fear for his life, and understandably so.
Oh shit, he's down to do it. So the officer just texted me and he said that he's down to do the interview. Man, this is crazy right now because I've been talking to him for the last week and he was like on and off. He finally just texted me. He said he's down to do it. It's raining cats and dogs right now. We've been waiting around for like 2 hours, but he's right in that building right there. So now we're gonna cross in the rain and go get the officer's point of view. Cool. We just got here. Fuck. Yeah, we just got here and we're about to interview this dude right now. Man, it's fucking raining crazy right now.
One of the most influential reasons why this former officer is willing to talk to us is because of Arthur Las Canas, a former police officer, unable to bear the injustice that the war on drug campaign was bringing to the Philippines. Risking death, he spoke out against the killings and abuses. His revelations and criticisms gained significant media attention and were pivotal in bringing some of the issues within the war on drugs to light. His courage made many police and others involved to question what they were doing and distance themselves from the campaign. It also gave courage to many officers to come forward.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Thank you for coming to do this interview. I know it was very difficult for you to agree to do something like this.
I'm willing to tell you the truth.
Right. Thank you for your courage.
Yeah.
Can you explain to me what this list is?
It's always came from the informants. We have a lot of informants. And these informants will give you the list of those big names that they are drug dealers. And the informant will give it to the higher officer.
Wow.
And the higher officer, it is the one will tell to do this, we extort, what do you call it, hold it up.
So you wouldn't do any investigation if somebody just says, oh, this person, he just automatically goes on the list?
Yes, automatic, because if the informant tell you, be on the list.
Wow.
Even as orders were followed, not all actions found their way into the official reports. Behind the scenes, hidden operations and decisions define the course of events. Decisions that led to countless lives being cut short without due process.
Would the people know that they're on this list?
They don't know.
They don't know.
For the first time, but later on, they will know if somebody already telling them, do this, like that. So, they cannot resist.
And what happens if they don't do it?
They're gonna get in trouble, of course.
And
They will do it.
They will do it.
They will do it.
Because if not,
how would someone get on that supposed drug list, the list of people?
So, I think they already, the PDEA, which is the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, already knows who the drug addicts are, the drug dealers, the drug lords. They know all of it, right? So they already have an initial list. And then from there, they'll get the other people's names. And then they'll get this is where it gets really pretty bad. They ask people in the neighborhood, so who's the drug dealer? And if you just say he's the drug dealer,
They put you on a list?
oh yeah,
Just like that?
oh yeah.
Wow.
Without any, like, even if you say, seriously, I'm not on it. So there was a time when you could report somebody to be on the drug list. And you could do it just to piss that person off or to get that person in trouble because you're mad at somebody. It was really crazy that time. It was so insane. So I'll tell you what one story I have about somebody. One day, a friend of mine, she posted on her Facebook that her brother died. But she didn't say how he died. She just says, you know, we have a funeral for my brother. Goodbye, I miss you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, he didn't say, she didn't say anything about how he died. So I asked her privately, what happened to your brother? She goes, he got shot. I go, what do you mean? By the police. I go, oh my God. And then she goes, I go, why didn't you post about it? They threatened my entire family. So her brother was 17. The police went to their cousin's house where the brother was with the cousins. They lined him up and they said, who's blah, 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 whatever. John. I'm John. You're a drug addict. Bam! Execution cell. The other cousins, teenagers, are all crying. And then the cop goes, we're the cops here. You report this, we're gonna come after you and all your family.
Wow. And you knew that these actions had to be carried out. How did it affect you, you know, as a person? Was it hard to sleep at night sometimes?
Of course. Sometimes you feel your heart that why we're doing this, but this is not right.
trust was thin amongst the ranks. Fear of being exposed or betrayed was strong, and the pressure to fit in kept things moving. In this environment, corruption flourished, taking advantage of the system meant to protect.
Some officers was using war on drugs. They can earn more money. Some plants evidence on people.
Wow. For their own purposes.
Yes. Officers, they target people. They blackmail and try to get more money.
Sa mga panahon na yun, hindi mo sila malalapitan talaga ng tulong. Dahil sila talaga, trabaho talaga nila yun. Kumbaga walang babasag ng mission nila. Walang pwedeng magdikda. May isa lang ang nagsasabi ng trabaho nila na yun lang ang gagawin nila. Wala ka talagang mapagkakatiwalaan dahil sila nagtatrabaho lang. So, no family, walang pamilya, trabaho lang. Walang ama kamag-anak. Dahil ultimo kamag-anak mo, pwede mong isuplong kung pulis ka. Sila nagtatrabaho lang. Pero syempre, gumamit na sila ng kamay na bakal, hindi mo talaga mapipigilan. Hindi mo rin sila magiging kakampi. Dahil ultimo sila madadamay kapag ikay kasama sa mga illegal na gawain. Ultimo lahat ng nasa political. Ultimo pulis sa pulis nagbabanggaan. Pag eto, illegal na pulis to, lalabanan ka ng hindi illegal na pulis.
For every criminal apprehended, there are countless innocents whose lives were shattered in the crossfire. It wasn't just the criminals who felt the pressure. Entire communities were thrust into fear and uncertainty.
So before Duterte did the drug war, let's say there was about, say, 8,000 murders in a year. When Duterte did the drug war, in 1 year, there weren't 8,000 murders. There were definitely less murders, right? But there were more people dead. And the difference was the murders were committed by the police.
Nag-uugas lang yun ng blood! Bakit yung binaran? Mawalang iya kayo!
You cannot stop me. It is my sacred duty, although it may sound a shit to you, it is my sacred duty to keep the integrity of this republic and the people healthy.
Right now, I regret it.
You regret it?
Because it always follows in my dreams. I saw their faces, how people get on the ground, and I can't. Oh my God! I have goosebumps. Look at that. I still remember it. What I did and with what we did before. I just pray that God will forgive me.
Have you ever killed anyone?
I can answer you that, sir. I can. Sorry.
Even for those tasked with carrying out the operations, the psychological toll runs deep. Some officers find themselves questioning their actions, haunted by memories they wish they could forget, grappling with guilt and reflecting on a campaign that now feels more like a nightmare than a mission.
To be the judgment of someone's life because you're on a list. How official is this list? And you could lose your life over a small amount of money.
The value of life was just like
nothing, like a piece of shit. Because
so here's how bad it was. So I was able to talk to a cop. You know how much they pay? $1,000, from $500 to $1,000 per person.
American?
Yeah.
$1,000.
Yeah.
So they would get $1,000
from $500 to $1,000, depending on like the age or how. If he's your dealer or a pusher, yeah, that's how much you'd get paid. It was crazy.
Where would the money come from?
So that's a good question. So during his term, they had what they call a confidential and intelligence fund. That fund is non-transparent. Nobody can question it. It's always in a sealed envelope, and apparently it's just for informants.
Wow.
But because you can't open it unless you have a court order or a reasonable reason to open it, it'll never be open, so we'll never know where he used that money. He increased his confidential and intelligence funds from 500 million pesos up to 4.5 billion pesos.
What's been happening in the Philippines since June 30th, 2016 has been nothing less than a human rights calamity. We have had the Philippines National Police and agents linked to the Philippines National Police unleash a lawless extrajudicial execution campaign that has killed more than 12,000 people.
You know, so at the start, people were in disbelief. So some people that were defending Duterte would even say that, oh, it's not Duterte killing them. It's rival drug gangs killing each other because they don't want to be exposed.
Right.
But today, when you talk to the people that support Duterte, they know he did it. They're even saying that they're happy he did it. So they're celebrating the murders.
As the war on drugs swept through the Philippines, there were questions that remained. Did it truly make the country safer? And if so, at what cost?
It's a little hard to get people to get their attention. We gotta hide our camera to try to get their opinion, you know, because a lot of people are scared to talk about this. So I'm trying my best to get people to answer the question about Duterte, if he was a good president or not. I'm trying to get, like, you know, regular people just to voice their opinion. But it's hard to get people to talk about this because it's a very touchy topic. Even though this is a democratic country, it's still like, you know, you can't say certain things here. So my question is, what is your view on President Duterte? Do you think he was a good president? He was good for the country or not?
It's a good for our country because one of the bravest people in our country.
The bravest?
Yes.
And you think that he led the country in a good way?
Yes, sir.
Okay. President Duterte was a good president, or do you think he was
I think good president.
good president? The country was safer, you felt safe, it was a good country.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Have
sir.
a good day.
Thank you.
Okay, excuse me, I have a question. Do you think President Duterte was good for the country or not so much?
Very effective. He's very inspiring.
It would be better to kill drug suspects or persons who are generally involved with drugs rather than seeing civilians or innocent people getting killed.
What was wrong when the United States declared war against Iraq on a pretext of mass weapons of mass destruction? They entered Iraq, they killed Saddam, destroyed the country, killed so many people, and have the gall to criticize me about human rights violation.
To some, Duterte is a figure of strength, the man who brought order through sheer force. But for those who are left with empty seats at their dinner tables, he is the face of unchecked power.
If you have one thing you can say to the ex-president Duterte, what would you say?
Ang hirap kasi wala po kasi, dapat po kasi nilalagay po nila sa tamang paraan yung paghuhuli nila sa tao. Hindi po nila ginagawang hayop. Bigla-bigla na lang po kasi nilang hinuhuli kung saan-saan na wala pong alam yung mga magulang. Katulad ko, na asawa na nangulila sa kanya. Sana po, malagay nila sa tamang paraan at tamang proseso ang paghuhuli nila sa tao. Hindi po yung parang hayop. Ayun.
It's okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's alright. It's okay. Oh, man.
For some, he was a hero, taking a stand against crime and restoring order to the streets. For others, he was a tyrant, trading justice for bloodshed. The divide runs deep.
If I had given a chance to talk with him po, at least I can ask him to, he can bring to the jail if they found it guilty. They don't have the right to take his life because they have family. Every people can change.
Justice for those left behind feel like a distant dream. In a system where power and wealth determine outcome, many wonder if their pursuit is in vain. But for families like Gimlets, the fight isn't just about legal wins. It's about reclaiming their voice in a narrative that often ignores them.
Justice for my husband, for my kids also. To have a peace of mind for my kids.
Some closure.
For the closure of that because it's pain for me. It's still pain for me that she has no justice at all 7 years ago.
Wow. Despite the terror and loss brought by the war on drugs, there are those who refuse to be silent. Families and survivors continue to seek justice, navigating a system that often feels stacked against them. It's a battle not just for legal remedy, but for dignity, closure, and a future free from fear. Do you think the war on drugs helped the Philippines in any way?
I think it did in the short term, and I can't call for the long term, you know? Kind of wiped out crystal meth. It wasn't as, as around. It kind of cleaned, it filtered out drug business and drug things, you know what I'm saying? And illegal drug trade. It's like it wiped out and filtered criminals, drug users, drug dealers. On that retrospect, I saw progress. In other parts of politics, I can't call it.
Is it safer in the Philippines now, though?
I feel safe.
Police brutality is not confined to one country, culture, or context. Around the world, power and authority are oftentimes misused under the guise of law enforcement, leaving communities devastated. So, do you think there were any positive effects of this whole war on drugs?
That's a real stretch. I wish I could say there is. I can't see what positive effect could there be. But I would hear.
Would you say the country isn't, after that, did it improve? Did the crime rates improve? Did anything improve? Or was it just like the same?
So the crime rate hasn't improved. Okay, for a number of reasons, from human trafficking, sex trafficking, prostitution, drugs, money laundering, murder, torture, everything. It's so bad.
Wow.
So the criminality is bad. Kidnapping is really bad right now, and money laundering is at an all-time high, and drugs is also rampant right now. And mind you, during the time of Duterte, drugs never really stopped. The scary part for me was, and the sad part is, when you hear people talking about it. You know, that person, he's a bad person, so he should die. And you're like, but how do you know that? You don't even know that if it's true. You know, and I know people that went to jail that weren't even supposed to go to jail. You know, so there were a lot of people that died that maybe they're not even drug addicts or drug dealers.
Damn. That's so crazy to see that this was happening like during these times, like recently.
Yeah.
In a democratic country, like it's kind of
right. But you know, like, you know, if he, as much as it was happening here, I remember the time when Jeffrey Epstein was murdered in prison. Remember that? And they claimed he committed suicide or he hung himself, but it was obvious somebody killed him.
Right.
And I'm like, that happened in the States. Oh my God! In the Philippines, I can expect that. In the States, wow! Which shows you that democracies are very fragile.
While Duterte's war on drugs shocked the world, its echoes resonate in the stories of police violence elsewhere, particularly in America.
Shout out, man. Please don't shoot me, man.
Now in America, we have our set of problems as well. It had and still has its war on drugs. Thousands of people were arrested and killed unjustly throughout the years. God knows police abusing their power in the states is a huge issue, and we still fighting it to this day. But what happened in the Philippines? Shit. That's on a whole nother level.
Late. And you actually missed the best part of the president's statement. I think you should make it again, but it was good.